So today, we have two of the biggest monsters to ever exist in the Monsterverse going head to head. King Ghidorah versus MUTO Prime. This is a fight I've been meaning to do for the last couple years now, and I'm just now getting to it. So let's get started with size. MUTO Prime was one of the biggest titans ever seen, standing at 350 feet tall and weighing an astonishing 135,000 tons, heavier than Godzilla is right now, significantly heavier. But despite that, Ghidorah is bigger. He stands 521 feet tall and weighed 140,000 tons. He has a pretty significant height advantage, but he's taller than everyone. So, and as we know, size isn't everything. So let's get on with strength. Ghidorah was insanely strong. Upon awakening, he easily broke out of his icy tomb. He casually destroyed two skyscrapers with his wings and overpowered Rodan easily. He also matched and even overpowered Godzilla at times, and even lifted and carried the big G-Man's 90,000 ton plus frame thousands of feet into the air. But MUTO Prime is also insane, or was also insanely strong. She's considered to be a super species or an evolved version of the MUTO Titan species. She's casually burrowed through the ground, causing earthquakes, and destroyed part of the Great Wall of China. MUTOs have also specifically evolved to fight and kill Gojirahs, which is Godzilla's species. And this one specifically is known to be a Gojira killer. We know she killed Dagon, a Gojira, thousands of years ago, and it's implied that she's killed several others before too. She also fought against Godzilla himself, sent him flying, and nearly killed him too. They've done similar things, and their weight is very close. But like I said earlier, Ghidorah is significantly taller. But moving on to durability. MUTO Prime has a hardened shell on her back for extra protection. It's been taking attacks from Gojirahs for thousands of years, probably all her life. She shrugged off a beating from Godzilla as well as his atomic breath. Monarch said it's an unstoppable mountain of a tank. However, she was stopped, so take that as you will. Ghidorah was covered in these incredibly thick scales. He easily withstood attacks from Godzilla, which includes being tackled through a skyscraper, and even Godzilla's atomic breath didn't leave any noticeable injuries, just pushed him back. He survived being obliterated by burning Godzilla up until the final attack, and survived being frozen in Antarctica for Lord knows how long, thousands of years. He could also regenerate lost limbs, as he regenerated one of his lost heads within minutes. That regeneration is going to give him this edge here. So that's all we really need to talk about when it comes to physicality. Speed isn't that important. But what we do need to talk about is their other abilities. Well, first and foremost, Ghidorah could fly, and fly very quickly at 550 knots, or just over 630 miles per hour. He could manipulate the weather to some degree, as he caused a Category 6 hurricane to surround himself. And then there's his primary attack, the gravity beams, an electrical blast that he could project from one, two, or all three of his heads. This blast one-shotted Rodan, hurt and pushed back Godzilla, and just eviscerated Mothra to dust. Like, she was literally like Thanos dusted after being hit by this attack. He could also absorb electricity to amp his power, like when he absorbed Boston's entire power grid. And while he does lack arms, his two outer heads can act as arms too. But now we gotta talk about MUTO Prime. Her forelimbs were covered in superheated spikes, and both ended in these three hook-like claws that were able to pierce through Godzilla's hide. Her blood is lava-like, burning anything that pierces through her skin. Her main attack was her sonic roar, a devastating sound waves that easily shattered Godzilla's dorsal plates. It does this by causing seismic instability through harmonic resonance. While she has specifically evolved to shattered Gojira's dorsal plates, anything that heard this would be at least disoriented. She could cause massive earthquakes by slamming her forelimbs on the ground, triggering shockwaves that would destabilize nearby fault lines. She could also easily burrow through the Earth's crust and was an effective swimmer too. So, who wins? So typically, this is when I would talk about what each of their advantages are and how they could counter each other's advantages. But I really don't think that's necessary here. MUTO Prime specifically evolved to kill Gojirahs, and while this MUTO killed several Gojirahs in her life, and she was considered to be a super species of her species, she was ultimately killed by a smaller, weaker Godzilla than he is now, with some human help. That's it. Not just that, but Ghidorah isn't a Gojira. He's an alien titan that's bigger, can fly, can regenerate, and has a better ranged attack. His power is been described as being planetary. MUTO Prime can certainly hold her own and would win if she was able to get Ghidorah in the water, probably. But Monster Zero wins in any other scenario, and that's who I am siding with. King Ghidorah wins. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy, leave a comment of what you thought, and hit the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos and all the great stuff. Please go check out my Instagram account, dmanversus.videos, and all the great stuff. I truly do appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace!